Welcome to the world of whimsy yarn. This is a new episode of our amazing stories. Today's story is about unmasking love, the truth behind Tony and Angela's 5-year illusion. So, let's begin. Angela looked at Tony with a mixture of regret and resolve. They stood in a dimly lit cafe, miles away from the places they once called home. It was a strange twist of fate that brought them here, together again, after all these years. "We could have lived a different life, Tony," Angela began, her voice trembling. "A life built on solid values, not fleeting desires. But we chose to satisfy our whims at the expense of everything precious. Now we must bear the consequences of our actions." Tony nodded slowly, the weight of her words sinking in. As they sat down, the memories of their past came flooding back, each moment a stark reminder of the path they had chosen. 5 years earlier, Tony had stood in his friend Ignacio's home, watching the chaos of a family dinner. Ignacio's children were now teenagers, and the joy and fulfillment radiating from his friend's life were palpable. It struck Tony then that Ignacio's happiness was rooted in something he and Angela had never achieved: a commitment, a family, a real connection. Angela, on the other hand, was visiting her friend Maria during a difficult time. Maria had battled a severe illness, and her husband Andrew had been her rock through it all. Angela saw the tenderness and unwavering support Andrew provided, and it became painfully clear to her that Tony could never be that partner. Tony was charming, spontaneous, and fun, but he lacked the depth and reliability that Andrew embodied. Despite these realizations, both Tony and Angela were trapped in their cycle. Their relationship was one of convenience, a facade of love that masked their true needs and fears. They enjoyed each other's company during work vacations, living in a bubble of temporary intimacy that never required real commitment or sacrifices. One evening, after yet another brief reunion, Tony and Angela found themselves unable to face the truth. They longed for something more substantial, but the idea of ending their relationship and starting anew was terrifying. Neither wanted to be the first to admit that their love was a mere illusion. So, without a word, they drifted apart. Tony moved to a new city, as did Angela. They severed all contact, hoping that distance would make the breakup easier. Life went on, and each found new partners. Ironically, both ended up with individuals who mirrored the other. Tony's new wife was much like Angela, lively, independent, but ultimately distant. Angela's new husband was a replica of Tony, exciting yet unreliable. Years passed, and the hollow nature of their new relationships became evident. They were stuck in a pattern, unable to break free from the superficial connections they seemed destined to repeat. It was a cycle of convenience over commitment, fleeting pleasure over lasting joy. Now in this quiet cafe, they were face to face once more. The years had added a few lines to their faces and a heaviness to their hearts, but the underlying dynamics had not changed. "We're the same, you know," Tony said, his voice barely above a whisper. "Always chasing something that can't be caught." Angela sighed. "We thought we were running toward freedom, but we were just running in circles." A silence fell between them, thick with unspoken truths. Finally, Angela reached across the table and took Tony's hand. "What do we do now, Tony?" He squeezed her hand, a faint smile playing on his lips. "We accept that we messed up. We accept that we've been selfish. But we also accept that it's never too late to change." They both knew that their reunion was not a chance for a fresh start together, but a moment of clarity. It was an opportunity to acknowledge their mistakes and seek genuine happiness, even if it meant facing uncomfortable truths and making difficult decisions. As they parted ways that evening, there was a sense of closure. They walked away from each other with a renewed understanding that real love required more than just chemistry and convenience. It required courage, honesty, and a willingness to grow. For Tony and Angela, this was the beginning of a new journey. A journey toward authentic relationships and a deeper appreciation for what truly mattered. They had paid the price for their past mistakes, and now, armed with hard-earned wisdom, they were ready to embrace the future with open hearts and open minds.